brainstorming session ends in a song.
Okay. Well, do you listen to a lot of bands in the hard metal genre today?
No.
No? You don't find anybody that's out there that's doing anything that
Well, you know, I love what Queensryche does, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm not so much interested in what other bands of, you know, the genre are doing. And I don't mean that to sound arrogant
right.
or, you know, stuck up or anything. It's just I've never been interested in usually what other people are doing. I'm not even interested in what most people do musically. I don't really listen to a lot of music, you know, other people's music, because the stuff in my head is so dominant.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
I got to get those damn songs out of my head. That's all I hear all the time. You know.
Yeah. Well, on our station we play everything from classic to death metal to just your guys' stuff, everything. We play bands that have a lot of different, I guess, messages in their music, faith, whatever. How do you feel about bands that do that infuse like Christianity or Buddhism or something into their music? What do you think that takes away from being creative, or is that just a personal?
No. I think what music is and always should be is a passion or a vehicle for one's passion. You know, I can't stand thinking about or putting music in sports terms. It's not a competition, you know.
Okay.
And some people say, well, you don't listen to metal? Well, no. You know, I'm not competing with anybody. I'm not looking for, you know, to be the best, you know, singer or band out there. I don't give a shit about that. You know, I don't. I'm not competing with anybody.
Right.
You know, it's strictly a passion for expressing ourselves musically that drives me. You know.
Okay.
And I've just been fortunate to land in with a bunch of guys that can keep that up. You know, for all these years, we find a real joy in creating and making music and camaraderie. You know, we don't hang out together so much anymore. You know, when we're off the road, because we all have families, of course, and that kind of thing. But when we do get together, it's always, you know, really focused, and you know, we go in with usually ideas that we've been thinking about individually, and we come in and we try to meld those ideas together. You know.
Okay.
But you know, if I didn't answer your question, I'll answer it in a concise way. I think that anything anybody wants to talk about or rant about or get off their chest musically is cool in my book.
Okay, cool. Well, that kind of leads into one of my last questions. Looking back, since you guys started out, are you happy with what you guys contributed to, you know, the music scene or to the world in general? Are you happy with where Queensryche has been and is going to be?
Well, yes and no. In one way, I'm never satisfied because there's always the next thing we're working on that I'm really excited about and hasn't yet been finished, so it's kind of in this unfinished form right now. And on the other side of the coin, you know, I'm very proud of you know, what we've done musically and the fact that we're one of the few, you know, bands that have been together for 25 years and that we've been able to, you know, tour as extensively as we have. You know, we do business in 26 different countries around the world. A lot of bands can't say that, you know. But we started out in an era where bands toured, you know, and you could tour. And so you did. And you start doing that, and you gain an audience wherever you go, you know, if you keep coming back, you know. And so we can drop into any city in the world now, any major city, and, you know, play a show. Unfortunately, these days, a lot of bands can't do that. You know, they're only able to play small clubs in, you know, a certain select, you know, group of cities in a certain country, even, you know, or a certain couple of countries.
Okay.
So somehow, what we do is translated into other languages and other cultures, and I don't know how it happens, but
well,
you know,
it's because the music is
it speaks
awesome,
to people.
Man. Yeah,
you
it
know,
does. Your music is always. That's why I think you guys, in my opinion, and a lot of people's opinions, that's why you've lasted, because the music's just so powerful, man. The things that you create, and I think that goes across. You know.
Well, maybe, and also the fact that just don't stop.
Yeah.
You know, we're relentless. You know.
Well, what's next for Queensryche?
I don't know, really.
Not recording or plan on going to the next album or?
Well, yeah, eventually I think we will. Right now, you know, this tour is pretty extensive. It's going to take us into spring, and I think at that time everybody will need to part ways for a while and kind of recharge our batteries, and then before we come back together again and create something, which is sort of the way we do things, you know.
Right.
If we were a really business smart, business driven band, you know, we'd be releasing records every year, you know, touring at the same times every year and all that. But you know, that's the balance between art and business. You know, sometimes one has to make room for the other. You know, you gotta recharge your batteries so that you can come into it fresh, you know, for the next thing you do.
Okay. Well, Jeff, man, I really appreciate you taking the time to do this for us, man. I mean, this is like one of my dreams come true is to meet you because you've always
Good questions. I like what you guys do. That's cool.
Thank you. And any last words to your fans that you want to say, or?
Oh, I just say thanks for listening. You know, and follow your heart.